And Justice League issue number 75 is written by Joshua Williamson, with pencils by Rafa Sandoval, inks by Jody Tarragona, with colors by Matt Erms, and letters by Josh Reed. And the story begins with the Justice League being suddenly transported to the House of Heroes, where President Superman tells the Justice League of the impending threat of the Great Darkness. Naturally, the Justice League agrees to help when they are suddenly attacked by the Great Darkness. Dr. Multiverse quickly transports them to a dead world where they encounter Pariah, who seeks to turn on his antimatter machine in order to, as he explains it, correct his mistake, which would of course wipe out everything. Superman tries to reason with him, but Pariah is under the influence of the Great Darkness and summons his own army. The battle commences, and the Justice League hold their ground well until the Quintessence appear, with the Spectre blasting John Stewart. Green Arrow then takes aim and damages Pariah's machine, but is surprised by Doomsday, who pummels him into the ground, in which Black Canary uses her cry to rip apart Doomsday. She then runs to Green Arrow, who dies in her arms. The Trinity run for Pariah, but they are too late, as he activates his machine, which rips apart the Trinity, followed by Pariah killing most of the League, leaving Black Adam as the two lock into battle, with the antimatter machine killing the Justice League Incarnate. Black Adam, not knowing what to do, cries the wizard's name, Shazam, in an effort to stop Pariah, as they're both struck. Black Adam smashes into the ground and then blacks out. We cut to the Hall of Justice as Wally and the others try and figure out what happened to the League. A large thoom is then heard as they rush in to find Black Adam, injured, and saying the Justice League are dead. And I guess the best way to sum up Justice League 75 is, that's it. After all of the articles, after all of the build-up, we finally got here, and it was just average. And I'll be honest, I was expecting at least a little bit more out of a story like this, because I mean, when you go back and you look at, say, The Death of Superman or Batman Rest in Peace, you know, these were stories that, you know, took place over the course of like multiple issues. Like, you know, when I think The Death of Superman, for example, you know, not only did you have the lead up, but then you had 4 issues in a story that were just this, you know, drag down, knockout kind of brawl, which, you know, ended with the death of Superman. And what that story conveyed really well was giving us the emotion of what's happening on the page. We saw Metropolis getting destroyed, Superman getting pummeled, and, you know, all of Superman's loved ones just watching in horror. Whereas here in this book, it attempts to do this really big Death of the Justice League story in the span of a single issue. To a degree, it is almost kind of like reading, you know, Superman 75 on its own without having read anything else. I mean, the Justice League gets summoned, they get told what's going on, they go to the battlefield, they do their thing, and then they die. Which means in the end, you didn't really feel the impact of these deaths. It was just kind of like, you know, the book's going and doing its thing when the story decides, oh yeah, we gotta start killing off Justice League members. Which, to a degree, just makes it feel kind of cheap. Almost like I was robbed of a potentially interesting story. Like, in my mind, I'm reading the book and I'm thinking, you know, we could have had maybe a few issues out of this one particular story. Like issue number 1, we have the teleportation thing to the House of Heroes. They get the deal. Then the next issue, we get the battle of all of these, you know, titans in the DC universe. And then maybe from there, like, you know, one issue at a time, you kill off maybe 1 or 2 characters in a way that just makes their deaths feel impactful and meaningful. I mean, even going all the way back to Crisis on Infinite Earths, you know, people remember the death of Barry Allen, people remember the death of Supergirl, because those were centerpieces of those particular issues. And even still, some of the way that the deaths were done were almost unintentionally funny. Like the scene after Green Arrow shoots his arrow and temporarily takes out, you know, Pariah's machine, and then it's okay, you know, let's go home now, and then just next page pummeled into the ground by Doomsday. It was just, the way it went from just A to B, I chuckled. It was, I don't know why, there was something about the timing of it that just came across as, you know, unintentionally funny. To which on that, I will say that you're telling me, and I get they said that, you know, because of, like, I guess the darkness or something, all the characters were slightly powered down or something, but Green Arrow, a human with no powers whatsoever, gets punched into the ground by Doomsday, and he's still alive long enough. His face isn't really all that bad either, but still alive long enough to, you know, look at Black Canary and it's just like, I love you, my bird. I'm sorry, no, but even with a slightly depowered Doomsday, there should have been like almost nothing of Green Arrow left over. Or at the very least, his face should have been horribly mangled or flattened. And then again, just most of the Justice League gets blown away in one shot. But I will give credit to Joshua Williamson. He definitely tried his best here. He gave us the setup, he gave us the payoff. It's just the payoff lacked any real punch. And one thing I will say about the book is the art is really good, I think. I like Rafa Sandoval's pencils. I loved him when he was doing The Flash, and I like his art here. And combined with inks and colors, it's a good looking book. I like how all the characters look in this. I do enjoy the look of the darkness infected villains here, like Darkseid and such. And then of course this is supposed to be, you know, the big setup to the Dark Crisis. And because I don't really feel anything, I'm not excited for Dark Crisis. So to sum everything up, you know, it's a very average book that does set out to do what it said it was gonna do. It just lacked that emotional weight and nuance that a story like this needs in order to get the reader to care. And with that, I'm gonna give Justice League issue number 75 a 5 out of 10. So Justice League issue 75, what did you think about this book if you've read it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, I'd love it if you'd smash that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.